How many premium shells can you buy for a battle with a premium account, and without it?
Take Tier 8 premium tanks. They seem to be popular enough, so let's have a closer look at them. Naturally, we have statistical data for every battle in which these tanks participate. I won't talk about those players who won't consider it a good game unless they earn at least 200,000 credits. But for average players, the data shows that a player without a premium account playing in a Tier 8 tank gains somewhere around 20,000 credits per game. This figure includes all the credits earned in one game and wins and losses after deduction of repair and shell costs. So that's clear profit. If you have a premium account, you will average about 30,000. So keep in mind the cost of the shells. If you don't have a premium account with a Tier 8 premium tank, you can farm 5 premium shells per game. Assuming that a shell costs approximately 4,000 credits and the player earns 20,000, so that's exactly right. And the player who pays can earn enough to pay for 7 or 8 shells, enough for one good battle. Well, how many shells do you need to shoot per battle? Maybe 10? So they actually earn almost enough for one full game. If you want to play clean without using premium shells, the rational thing to do is farm credits at Tier 5. Actually, the KV-1 without a premium account can earn 6,000 credits, which is 1.5 shells for your Tier 8 tank.
What changed after you introduced buying premium shells for credits? What did the players think of it? Did they buy less gold because of it?
Speaking frankly, we have some statistical data here, so let's refer to it. The thing is that at Tier 8, which is very interesting to play at, the use of premium shells has grown from 0.1 to 0.3 shells to 0.5 to 0.7 shells per battle for each tank. As you can see from this data, an average Tier 8 tank uses less than 1 premium shell per battle. We see the same picture at Tier 10, only the gap there is even smaller. The figures there were 0.3 to 0.4 premium shells per battle per tank, because there were more tank company battles and clan battles, and now they are 0.6 to 0.7. So the amount of premium shells increased, but this value still is small enough to ignore.
What are the distinctive features of the British line of tanks?
Now that's a funny question. You see a line of tanks as something that is solid and indivisible, as an organic whole, but that's not true. First of all, for example, let's take British tanks. In the Second World War, Britain had 2 main types of tanks, infantry tanks and cruisers. Actually, the answer is nothing. The infantry tanks are slow and heavily armored vehicles. They are good for playing on the defensive and absorbing enemy attacks. The cruisers are effective for attacking, perfect strike fighters. Pardon me for using pilot slang. Well, I can definitely point out the fact that the British line consists of 2 different types of vehicles, and that's the most distinctive feature of the British line. Every British vehicle is unique on its own account, right? For example, take the Churchill. It is a remarkable vehicle that has excellent armor and a high-accuracy gun. We can assume, though, that British tanks generally have nice guns, high penetration potential, and good firing rates and accuracy too. But they are quite different in protection. Middle-tier British tanks have outstanding armor. Higher-tier tanks are slightly inferior to them in this respect, but their mobility is higher.
What is the main function of British top-tier tanks? What are their main advantages compared to top-tier tanks of other nations?
Of course, you already know the advantages yourself. There are specific British high-explosive shells for breaking through armor, which have very interesting mechanics. Also, the whole Centurion family and the top tank, FV-4202. These are all-purpose tanks which are fast and maneuverable. The top heavy tanks have the best accuracy, perfect for long-distance battles. The snipers, if I may call them such.
When do you plan to introduce British SPGs? What distinctive features will they have?
Speaking of SPGs, don't forget that British tank development was divided into 2 sectors, infantry and cruiser vehicles, so the SPGs will be different in that way too. I can promise you there are going to be some more armored vehicles, that's for sure. And again, what can I actually say about the artillery? It hides in the bushes, and its shots are not accurate. But they can be annoying, that's all. Oh, I have to mention that they'll probably have automatic loaders, just like some of the French tanks. As far as timing, sorry, but you know the answer yourselves. We'll get it done as soon as possible. ASAP.